New study shows restorative practices are more effective than traditional discipline for students and teachers. Joining us now to explain is Dr. Anjali Adukia from the University of Chicago and Bessie Alcantara from Alternatives, Inc. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
You know, Bessie, I want to start with you because we hear about restorative justice a lot more now, but people may not understand what is restorative justice. So give us kind of an overview of what restorative practices actually look like in a classroom setting.
Sure. I think that the simplest way to explain it is accountability without punishment, without harm. And so how do you repair relationships without punishing young people? And so people often think about restorative justice in the justice system in terms of like pure juries. But how it looks in schools is coaching and supporting teachers and administrators to provide supportive practices to young people to keep them in the classroom. So they observe the classroom, coach, and model the behavior. And a really good example of what that can look like is that we had an incident a year ago where we had a school that had a ton of fights due to a community incident that had escalated and had carried into the school. And our staff worked with the teachers and the students to teach them other conflict resolution techniques. And what resulted is we went from 17 fights in one school year to 3 fights after working with our staff.
So, Dr. Anjali, the Education Lab, studying the effectiveness of these practices. What did you find, and was there anything that surprised you?
Yeah, so to be clear about what the actual program was that, Chicago Public Schools recognized, great, let's put restorative practices in, but you can't just tell teachers, be restorative. You need to have this expert coaching. So they brought in, experts such as Alternatives, to give year-long professional development to teachers and other school staff as well, to say, okay, great, I come in on, Monday and Anjali's been giving me this trouble. Oh, great, let's role play, let's talk through it. They come back on Wednesday. How's it going? And so it was this recognition of how can we support teachers to be able to implement this. And so we studied this rollout, and we actually see that there are decreases in out-of-school suspensions without increased classroom disruption, as many teachers are very concerned about. We also see that, students report having a better school climate, so they feel an increased sense of belonging. They feel that school is safer. They feel that their teachers trust them and that they trust their teachers. So students are more likely to be in school, and that the days that they're actually in school are actually better days. But I think one of the most exciting of the findings is that, you think about schools and what is it that they're actually developing. They're not just teaching reading, writing, and arithmetic. They're teaching you how to behave, and the fact that we see, a 15% reduction in arrests out of school for both violent and nonviolent offenses outside of school really says that, something meaningful is happening in terms of, conflict resolution skills.
And, it is really interesting because I think, Bessie, if you can talk to the alternative, the way that we have been doing things, right? So suspension, expulsion. What is the long-term, what do we know about the long-term impact of that on young people?
Yeah, there is correlation between lower grades, less likely to complete high school, less likely to go into college, and even more interactions with the justice system. So when we have this alternative to punitive practices, our young people are just more likely to be successful in life, period, in all aspects, not just academic, but better human beings, as I think that out-of-school arrest shows.
So, Dr. Anjali, what are the next steps with the research?
Well, so we're certainly working with Chicago Public Schools, and they were the ones who really implemented this to think about how this can sustain itself. But we're also going to be thinking about how can you integrate this into teacher professional development, even without needing coaches throughout the year, but maybe on the front end as well. Also looking at other long run outcomes. So we've looked at what happens when students are in school, but what about afterwards? What about college? What about labor market decisions later on?
Very good. Thank you both so much for coming in this morning. Good to see you. And for more information on the restorative practices study, you can head to the University of Chicago Education Lab's website. And for more restorative resources, check out visit alternativesYouth.org. Is that right,
Yes.
Bessie? AlternativesYouth.org. That's their website. Okay. Hey, Tim.
Hey, Gander. Yeah.